Okay, so this video is going to show you how to set up your page in order for you to draw your accurate floor plan. Before we get started, you will need a piece of A4 or A3 paper. I have A4 here. You'll need a ruler, an eraser, and a pencil. So why don't you pause the video, grab that equipment, and then we can work at the same time. Okie dokie, so let's get started. All you're going to do is line up your ruler with the edge of your A4 paper, and you're going to use your pencil to draw a nice straight line. Now I'm pressing quite hard so you can actually see the pencil line. Ideally you want to press quite soft so it's fairly faint, because later on you're probably going to go over these again, and if you make any errors it's easier to erase. So let's just continue that. So again, I've lined up my ruler right with the edge of the page and go all the way along to the edge. I'm going to do the same on this short edge on the left hand side. So I'm not actually going to start right at the edge, I'm actually just going to start from the pencil line I drew earlier. So there we go, all the way to the edge. Now don't rush it, look, because you might be tempted to rush it and now I've got a gap so it won't be straight, it's not going to be parallel against the edge. So do take your time to line it up, throw your pencil around, there we go, perfect. Okay, so this is our starting point. So why don't you pause the video, give it a go, and then come back. Okay, next step. We're going to use our ruler and we are going to mark every 10 millimeters or 1 centimeter along our long edge and our short edge, starting from this corner. So to do that, put the final centimeter or a 0, whatever you have on your ruler, underneath your short edge line, and you're going to make a mark every 10 millimeters, okay, or 1 centimeter, and you're going to do that all the way along to the edge. And just like magic, I finished my look. So there are my 10 millimeter marks all the way to the edge. I'm going to just do the same now on the short edge from this corner all the way up. So again, I'm going to get my ruler, I'm going to place it so the 0 mark, or the final metric mark, is underneath the long edge line that I made earlier, and every 10 millimeters or 1 centimeter I'm going to make a mark going all the way up to that corner. And just like magic, I've finished that. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to pause the video, you're going to go away and you're going to give this a go yourself and then come back. Okay, next step. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same. We're going to mark every 10 millimeters along this top long edge and this right hand side edge. But when we mark them, we're going to mark from the pencil lines we marked out earlier. So for example, this top line here, look, I'm going to put 0 on my ruler underneath that line. Okay, so it's almost like a little arrow indicating 0, and then every 10 millimeters I'm going to make a mark all the way along to the edge, and I want to be able to see them. Okay, so you want them to be really, really visible because you're going to use these later on as a guide. So we're going to go all the way to the edge. Okay, and just like magic, I finished mine. I also went back over and I made them a little bit more visible because even though I could see them, I thought perhaps you couldn't. So that's why mine have gone a little bit longer and they're a little bit darker. What we're going to do now, exact same. From this pencil line, we're going to mark up every 10 millimeters using our ruler. So I've got the final measurement of 15 underneath my long line I drew earlier, and every 10 mils. Okay, so why don't you pause the video, do this to your own page, and then you are officially set up and ready to start your own floor plan. Okay, so what you'll need now at this point, you will need your rough guide that you should have completed for a previous task. So if you haven't completed this yet, stop the video, go away, complete it, and then come back because your page is ready for you to go. So we're going to use this grid system that we have just marked out to draw an accurate floor plan. So this is one that I made earlier. And you may be able to see that there are a couple changes, okay? So for example, I no longer have a utility room on the outside of my ground floor. I've moved it to over here, and I've added an additional bathroom. The reason for that is this was not proportionally accurate when I drew it, okay? It was rough. I just thought it up, I drew it out quite quickly. But this gives us an opportunity to make any changes that we see fit. For example, when I drew out the dining area, it was way too big. There was too much space. So that is why I took the utility room away from here, moved it into the corner, and added an extra bathroom just to make it a little bit more of a comfortable living area. So I'm going to show you what to do. Okay, so move this out the way, put my rough floor plan here, look, so it's in view. The first thing I'm going to draw is my 2 meter by 2 meter hallway. What I need to do first though is I need to decide what scale I'm going to draw to. And I'm going to draw so that every 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters equals 1 meter. And this is where this grid comes in handy. So if my hall is 2 meters wide, I need to mark out 40 millimeters on this grid. So 4 dashes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to make a little mark because 40 millimeters equals 2 meters. Is double that. And then the same again, 2 meters going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a little dash. And I'm just going to double check that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that eventually will be a 2 by 2 meter square. Now, what you'll need next here, you could either use a long ruler. So for example, here I've got a 45 centimeter ruler. Or if you don't have that, you can just use a piece of A4 paper, a spare piece, because now we're going to use this grid system to help draw nice parallel straight lines to show where our hallway is going. Okay, so if you are working with a long ruler, I'll show you that bit first. I'm just going to clear my workspace. You're going to use this grid system to help you draw those straight lines. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 on the opposite side, make a little mark, use my ruler, join up those marks, and you can see already it is beautiful and parallel, okay? Got the same amount of space at the bottom, and I'm just going to draw myself quite faintly, so I'm not pressing as hard this time, a line going across. Okay, now already I know that's going to be longer than 4 meters. That's absolutely fine because I've pressed quite lightly, so it just means I can erase any excess. And I'm going to do the same at the bottom, to the top. I'm going to count across 1, 2, 3, 4, make a little line. And this time I'm going to use the paper to show you how to use that. You're going to use it exactly like a ruler, okay? So you're going to use it to line up those marks. There we go. And then very, very carefully, you're just going to draw along the edge of the paper, just like a ruler. There you go. Now, if for some reason you go a little bit wonky, that's when your little ruler comes in handy because you can just use it to straighten that up. And there you go. That is my accurate 4 meter, beg your pardon, 2 meter by 2 meter hallway. So I'm going to label that 2 meters, 2 meters, and this is my hallway. There we go. And that is how you use your grid system, okay? So you count out your meters to scale, make a little mark, do the same on the opposite side, and then you use your ruler or your piece of paper to line them up, just like you would with the ruler, draw across, and then use your eraser to remove any mistakes, okay? Okay, you are now ready to draw out your accurate floor plan.